morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, August 20th. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Renewed energy on day 2 of the Democratic National Convention. Last night, the president and top party leaders made their case for Kamala Harris.
Let me ask you, are you ready to vote for freedom? Are you ready to vote for democracy and for America? Let me ask you, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, President and Vice President of the United States?
Kamala has the character, experience, and vision to lead us forward.
We feel good. We're going to deliver New York for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Yes, we are. But she needs to have a Democratic House of Representatives to get her agenda through.
There was a surprise appearance by Harris herself, days ahead of her expected acceptance speech.
Joe, thank you for your historic leadership, for your lifetime of service to our nation, and for all you will continue to do. We are forever grateful to you.
Our Sherry Einhorn is in Chicago with how the Democratic agenda could impact Long Islanders.
Day 2 of the Democratic National Convention, and when we asked Long Island voters what they wanted to hear from Democrats this week, they told us they want to hear real answers, details on how the Democrats, if they win the Oval Office and if they win down ballot races, are going to help them with issues that matter at home. Joining me now to go further into that, Newsday White House Bureau Chief Tom Brune. Tom, thanks so much for joining us. What should Long Islanders expect to hear on some of these key issues like the economy and immigration?
The Democratic Party is putting front and center their policies on immigration and the economy. Kamala Harris, the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party, has already had some speeches on the economy, and there will be several speakers who will address various aspects of it. Meanwhile, Representative Tom Suozzi of Long Island will be one of the speakers who will address his version of how the immigration should be solved with a secure border but humane treatment of the migrants. And that is something that many Democrats are now repeating.
And talk to me about Israel-Gaza. Within the Democratic Party, there is not a unified front. How do Democrats attack that in a way that gains them voters or doesn't lose them voters?
I talked to several Democrats from Long Island and New York about this, and they say it is a very tough issue and that they are trying to find a pathway between those who are protesting and those who really support Israel. And it's a smaller faction within the Democratic Party, but it is a faction that has a loud voice.
That was Newsday White House Bureau Chief Tom Brune. He'll be here all week, as will we. Stay with us. That's the very latest in Chicago. I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Sherry, thank you. Former President Barack Obama will speak at the convention this evening. Read more from our team in Chicago on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. As Democrats rally behind Harris, former President Trump is holding daily events in battleground states this week. The GOP nominee was in Pennsylvania yesterday and will be in North Carolina and Arizona later this week. The fallout continues today from Sunday's devastating storms. Move-in day has been delayed for Stony Brook University students. Students were set to begin moving into dorms yesterday and today. They've been asked to wait for further instructions after flooding forced evacuations yesterday. Students are being offered up to $5,000 if they cancel their housing assignment for the school year. Suffolk County officials say the storm that flooded homes, burst dams, and washed away roads caused up to $75 million worth of damage. Residents are being asked to document the damage to help determine if residents can receive resources to assist in recovery. You can read more about the storm damage and how to get help on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Greenport wants to boost tourism with a new ice rink. The village says it will use an over $1 million state grant to replace its aging ice skating rink in Mitchell Park. The goal is to have the new rink open in 2026 for the 25th anniversary of the park. The Long Island Ducks could soon be playing on a new field. Suffolk County wants to borrow $2.5 million for upgrades, including new turf at Fairfield Properties Ballpark in Central Islip. Paying back the debt is expected to cost the average taxpayer 57 cents in its first year. A fiery debate on the East End over plans to build resorts on farmland. Virginia Huey has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
I love it. Love it.
Rose Andrews' livelihood and legacy are rooted in her family's farm in Wading River.
You gotta really love it to farm because you're not in it for the money, you're in it because you love it.
Part of the sixth generation of Andrews who worked the land at Andrews Family Farm on Sound Avenue, Rose is hoping to one day pass down the family farm to a seventh generation. Her first baby is due any day now. But a possible zoning change being considered by the town board to allow construction of resort hotels on the north side of Sound Avenue could alter the rural landscape.
The word developer for a farmer is something that we never really want to hear. It's kind of a scary word because we're, I guess, not against development, but we want to keep open space for the farmers, future farmers, next generation.
Under the proposal, resorts could be built by special permit on 100 acres of land north of Sound Avenue. It would require 70% be preserved for farming. Hotels up to 150 rooms plus amenities like spas and restaurants could be built on the remaining 30%. Some town officials tout the measure as a way to achieve farmland preservation and grow tax revenue. Councilman Ken Rothwell told Newsday, quote, "We want to preserve land, but that means there's no income coming in." But some farmers say they're opposed to agricultural restrictions written into the proposed code.
Have a real issue with them telling us what to farm now.
Phil Schmidt is a third-generation farmer at Schmidt's Farm Stand in Riverhead and leads the town's agricultural advisory committee. He says the restrictions, which include a requirement that farming be dependent on the use of agricultural soils, would mean they can't use greenhouses or hydroponics.
Food safety, big issue. Growing indoors may be something that we're going to be forced to do. I don't know. But yet they're going to say, oh, no, you can't do that.
Phil, Rose, and several other farmers plan to voice their opposition at a public forum on the proposal set for September 18th. For them, it's about preserving a way of life.
I think once you open that door of development, people walk through that door. Why not? Because it's beautiful out here. So once there's one, there might be many.
For NewsdayTV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Virginia, thank you. Read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. A trip now to a wildflower farm where you can pick your own bouquet. Elisa DiStefano has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Pick flowers in a field full of vibrant varieties at Horton's Flower Farm in Riverhead.
They're all really specialty cut but wildflowers, and they are all mostly annual, so they're cut and come again.
So here's how this works. You get your mason jar and your scissors, and now it's out to the flower field to start picking. I am going to start right here. This purple's so pretty.
I tell people to cut it right before it makes its two new shoots, so right at the bottom.
All right.
Perfect. And then once you cut it, to keep the water clean, I tell them to pick off the last couple leaves, and this will just keep the water cleaner.
The Gross family created this calming, intimate You Pick experience in 2021.
I wasn't a farmer or flower farmer in the beginning. I'm in tech, so to be part of the land again, to be here with this and to get dirty and do all this work was like refreshing and rejuvenating.
Pick any 20 stems. There are over 40 varieties to choose from.
A lot of people that come here have never seen celosia before, and it's like a furry, fuzzy flower.
The color is just gorgeous.
And another favorite flower, of course, is a zinnia, because they have the big flower head.
For the first time this year, they're open 7 days a week and for weekend sunset picking.
So it's something you can do, when the wineries are closing down at 6 o'clock, you come here and pick your flowers at the end of the day and relax and enjoy. If you get this flower, it'll match your celosia.
Building some dimension here.
Everyone's is different, so I really love to see how people make their bouquets.
So I get to pick more. It's so fun when you find one that you love. Okay, my final flower for today. Perfect pink. It's so beautiful, and I love that I get to bring this experience and a little bit of the North Fork home with me to enjoy. Makes me happy.
Yeah. Flowers make people happy. It's proven and true.
Elisa DiStefano, NewsdayTV.
Absolutely beautiful. Read more about flower farms on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Checking out your hyper-local Tuesday forecast, an unseasonably cold day today. Here's a look outside at West Scott Cameron Beach in Bridgehampton. Cloudy this morning with possible showers. Here's a look at today's highs just to show you just how much cooler we are across the board. We might even see some rain. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with highs in the 70s. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thank you so much for watching.